Philly sports, love and pain. I'm Dave, and that's Kenny.
Fuck the Flyers. Fuck the Flyers. They are the worst. They are the worst.
Man, well, you know who's not the worst? The Phillies. Let's fucking go.
It's about time. Only took 11 years and 4,500 days, and the 15th time they've ever made the playoffs in a million years of existence.
Okay, so you're gonna be like that today.
Psych! I'm hype as shit, bitch.
There we go.
My
There it
favorite,
is.
my favorite part of this is like, oh, they only got in because they added a wild card. Who gives a fuck, huh?
That's the dumbest argument ever, and I can't tell you how many people need to go fuck off today. Okay,
Ooh.
there's a lot of people that are dicks to the Phils all year, and you know what? We don't want you. We don't want
No.
you. Go away. Go away. Like, here's the thing, man. I don't understand the reason why people would be mad about making the playoffs. Like, they added a wild card because it was damn near impossible to make the fucking baseball playoffs. Like,
And you could make the argument too, like
it's still harder to make baseball playoffs than any other league. And
Well,
they just added a spot.
I wasn't gonna do that, but what I was gonna say is you could argue that like it doesn't matter. Like the draft means nothing in baseball. So like, with the Eagles, you're like, all right, well maybe if they miss the playoffs, we get 5 extra, spots up 2 or 3. In baseball, you're like, well, what the fuck does it matter? It doesn't matter. It takes 30 years to develop.
It doesn't matter.
It means nothing, you stupid people.
Which is why everyone needs to just let it go, dude. Let it go. Let go.
Let it
Pass-
go. Let it go.
You know, like we were all very different people 11 years ago. Very different lives 11 years ago. And I was thinking about that actually. The last time the Phillies made the playoffs was 2011, as everyone knows by now.
I just turned 21.
So, like,
Holy shit.
yeah, just to think about how different things were 11 years ago,
I was in college. That's disgusting.
it's pretty wild to think about. So, listen, man, if you're one of the haters, if you're one of the people who have just doubted the team every turn, just do yourself a favor and let it go.
Get fucked.
Or get fucked either way. Just let it go. And also, if you're one of those people that say, "Oh, they don't deserve it. They didn't earn anything," blah blah blah. They're 14 games over 500. 14 games over 500. I couldn't even tell you the last time they did it. To be honest.
And
It's
if
probably
you really
2011.
think about it, like they had a very, very difficult September. So, for themselves, like they did it to themselves.
Yeah. Sure.
But that's adversity, people.
Yeah, like did they what would it have been better if they secured the third wild card 2 weeks ago? Would that matter? No, it wouldn't change anything.
Who cares? I would rather be in the Phillies position than the Mets position. That's for fucking sure.
Ooh. The last time, by the way, was 2011, for the record.
Yeah.
That they're that far over 500. So yeah, the Mets completely shit themselves this weekend. They had a one. I think it was a 1-game lead
That sounds right.
or something like that. Maybe even it might have been more than that because when you beat someone directly, it's 2 games, right?
Well, technically, yeah. So that was instead of a 3-game swing, it was a 6-game swing.
Right, which means that they probably had like a 4 or 5 game lead going into the weekend, and they came out of the weekend with a
little bitch. They came out of the weekend like a little bitch.
The post game interview with Alonso was like so sad. It's great.
Do you really want to play an extra series? I don't. I certainly wouldn't. I'd
Tonight-
be pissed.
Well, tonight they came out and they started the game with 3 homers in a row.
the Mets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing in Nationals though, so that's like playing like Plymouth Whitemarsh varsity. But They're there, man. They did it. They fucking made the playoffs. Now, here's the thing that sucks. By the way, before we get into that, I
Yeah,
just
you ever
gotta.
look at light switches and realize that they've been in your house since 1970, and you're like, holy shit, those things are fucking old.
Yeah, I did. Actually, did happen to me, and I changed most of them out.
Yeah, we just have the upstairs left. But I'm looking at this thing. It looks like someone smoked a cigarette and just blew smoke on it for 70 fucking years.
Uh, we gotta give props to a couple people on this fucking team before we move on. Aaron Nola.
Joe Girardi.
Aaron Nola. Fuck Joe Girardi. He's doing like color for the Cubs or some shit.
Yeah.
Aaron Nola deserves props, people. And y'all need to chill, okay? The dude took a perfect game into the seventh inning. In a game that is pretty much a must win. Like that was the game.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, I agree with that, actually. They really needed to secure it yesterday.
And he showed up and he performed. And
Game one, who you giving the ball to?
Well, I don't think he'll be ready.
Which was probably the plan, right?
I don't think he'll be ready because he pitched on Monday and they're gonna play Friday. Like I don't think he can turn it that fast.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's a day less.
It's not worth it.
No, I agree.
Just pitch him second. Like go Wheeler Nola.
I would actually like Wheeler Ranger Nola.
Yeah, but Rangers getting bombed tonight.
Yeah, but
not that it matters because he might not even be trying. I don't know. He might be fucking hungover. I don't know. He might be throwing softballs. I don't know.
That's sexist.
Men play softball.
Bitches.
I mean, I was literally thinking about those like yellow men's softballs.
Big Joe on the mound.
You derailed me. I think they should go Wheeler, Nola, and then whoever. Probably be Ranger. But
I actually kind of like the third game to be like a bullpen kind of situation, right? Short leash
just
for
like
Ranger.
Kitchen sink.
Yeah, throw whoever you need to throw out. Would you throw Eflin out to start? I don't know. I wouldn't hate it.
Not maybe not to start. I don't know. I might go like Falter, Eflin.
Oh, Falter.
I like Falter.
No, so do I. I get it, but that scares the shit out of me. And like a game 3, that's why I want that second game to be like the toss up.
Well, here's the thing that sucks about that. The series is completely away.
Yeah, and Ted and I were looking at it this morning. I was like, I'm surprised they don't even give you like one game, but they don't deserve not right. The Phillies.
Right.
You don't if you are a wild card. You just don't.
Well, they're the third wild card. The other 2 wild cards play each other, so something's got to happen there. Or is it the highest?
It's the highest. Yeah,
okay.
They don't. The bottom 2 don't get the home.
Okay. I mean, then that's fine. It's just like a regular series. Like you go on the road for 3. There it is. It's a regular series.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Listen, am I worried about going to fucking St. Louis? No. Whatever. We owe them revenge. Either way, I'm totally taking over the podcast tonight. You're welcome. Either way, it could be a sniffy revenge for either series, right? 2011, they ruined Ryan Howard's career.
Oh, my God.
And then the Mets, we just would love to shit all over them.
You know what they should do? They should they should have Carpenter. Just to like try to conjure the ghosts.
It would be great though to send Pujols, Molina, Wainwright. Go back. You've been playing long enough for 30 fucking years. Get out of the league.
Yeah, get out of here.
No one cares.
Beat
You
it.
got fucking 35 gold gloves out of here. Get done. You're done. You suck.
Did I fuck that up? I'm just trying to think about who pitched that game. Wasn't it a complete game?
It was Wainwright, wasn't it?
It may have been. Now I need to look it up because I'm gonna like die when I listen back to this podcast and I can't remember who that was.
I don't even. Those were kind of fun games. Cardinals were good then too. They were fun.
Oh, they were electric, dude. They had. Do you remember Berkman?
Mm-hmm.
Lance Berkman. Holy shit.
That was only for one though, right?
Yeah, because he played for the Astros.
Yeah,
mostly.
he was old.
He mostly played for them. I don't know. I'm not.
Who was the Who's the center field? Oh, Edmonds, right?
No,
Je-
it was Carpenter. Like I said, it was Chris Carpenter, and he pitched a complete game shutout against Roy Halladay.
And what did Roy Halladay give up? 1-2.
One.
That's so fucking fitting. It's fitting. Like the demise of like Phillies baseball went through Chris Carpenter and Halladay, and then Halladay did a bunch of blow and crashed a helicopter.
Oh my god!
Hey,
Is that confirmed? Is that true?
I don't know about the blow, but I'm sure. But
It wasn't even a helicopter; it was an airplane.
it was the booger sugar. But I'm pretty sure like everything I read, was that like he was being cocky in the plane, right?
Well, he did some crazy like acrobatic, not the right word.
Aerial stunts.
Aerial, there you go. Aerial, acrobatic. I don't think you could do acrobat. Jason's yelling at me on YouTube because it's football season and I'm talking about baseball.
We almost had a Kobe Bryant situation with Roy Halladay. Oh, too soon. Hitting them all, touching them all, touch them all, touch them all. 9/11, we hit all three. Woo!
My God, you really are hijacking this podcast.
Yeah, it's now the Kenny show.
You didn't catch my joke. Anyway. That was delayed as fuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten it if you didn't prompt me. That was fucking great. Yes.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. So anyway, yeah, it was Chris Carpenter, and if they had half a brain, they would have him there to throw out the first pitch. If they had half a brain. Because why not? Stab them a little more. And then you know what? I hope the Phillies fucking beat them. I hope the Phillies win both games.
We also don't know if we're gonna play them, but I guess if they're benching everyone, we're not gonna beat the Astros.
No, we're not. We're not gonna sweep them. And it looks like the Mets. I can't even think about what has to happen in order for us to play the Mets, but it's probably going to be the card.
Did they release times yet, or they gotta wait till it gets set? I guess.
No, I think they have to wait until everybody's in. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any schedule yet beyond the final game.
All right, you wanted to thank a bunch of people, and then
No, not a bunch of people. Listen, we just need to give props to Nola, because he balled, and that's just nobody expected it. Everybody bitches about him. And I think that he deserves some credit. No?
a little bit.
Oh, come on.
What?
How's it a little bit?
What do you mean?
How's it only a little bit?
No, I guess that was a poor adjective. No, you can't say anything, especially this year. And again, fuck Jalen Brunson. Fuck, he's gonna be a pain in the ass in New York. You could argue that like September Nola for the last 5 years really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If the team's 28 games below 500, who gives a shit?
Yeah, right. And that's totally true. Totally.
Bullshit situation.
We also need to give props to Kyle Schwarber because the dude is good.
Did you see that guy? He was like, "Oh, Kyle Schwarber, sweet 46 home runs and your average is 200."
Oh yeah, dude. Welcome to the 2020s, you fucking idiot. Seriously, like I get it. Like, do I wish that everyone had a 250 batting average, and all hit for 25 homers and 75 RBIs, and that's like, is that your perfect fucking? Like, what do you want, man? Like, I get it, but just accept it for what it is. The dude hits bombs. He started the game off with a homer on the first pitch, and Aaron Nola immediately was able to be like, "Oh shit, I got a cushion already." Literally the first pitch. So shut the fuck up. 46 homers. That's no joke, man. That's no joke. And
it's not 61.
You mean 62?
Oh, who gives a fuck? Stupid ass.
Kenny hates Aaron Judge.
I don't hate Aaron Judge. I hate that we're not. Listen,
You clearly don't remember the Barry Bonds situation.
I do absolutely remember the Barry Bonds.
They used to interrupt literally everything for that.
I know, and that made sense to me because he was going for the MLB record. Who gives a fuck about an AL record? No one.
It is weird that they're making it a big national deal.
It's not. Like, if you lived in the New York market, fine, you can fucking dump it. But who gives a shit?
Is it because it's the Yankees?
Probably. I bet you if they were on the fucking Angels, they wouldn't be fucking interrupting your presidential speech.
Anyway, Red October has arrived. Thank the Lord. 11-year streak ended. And I think they're going to make some noise. The weight is lifted. The bar has already been achieved, and it's house money.
And Bryce Harper's not a leader.
Can't wait to have that conversation after they win the first round, and then let's talk. You know who you are.
It's not me, for the record.
It's not Kenny.
I'd marry Bryce Harper.
We need to have that conversation, and we need to talk about it, and I love it, honestly. But we have the best football team in the NFL.
Bro, I was wet. Not in the sexual term. I was sweating that bet, bro.
Yeah, that was touch and go.
They didn't even. They took my cash out of. I couldn't even cash out, even if I wanted to.
You could have middled with if you would have listened.
Yeah. At that point, though.
I know. So listen, man. I don't even know what to say about this team. I mean, I wanted them to lose this past weekend, and I've already explained why like a million fucking times. I just felt like the timing would have been good for a loss there, and that sounds weird, but like I know some people are literally being like, "Oh, they could go 17-0, Jason." But listen, really, really.
They will be undefeated going into the bye. I stand on my left leg on that.
Well, if the bookies have anything to say about it, yeah, they will, because they're going to be favored by a touchdown in every game.
And
maybe
also,
not the Cowboy game. That might be like 5.
Dak Prescott's going to be back. Ooh, okay, the first game back from a broken thumb. I'd like to see that fucking throw.
Robo thumb.
Yeah. Idiots.
So, I mean, where do you want to start?
Because I have a complaint. You want to go complaints first?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that because we never complained about them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start.
Wow. I can't wait to hear this.
First things first. They signed a kicker named Cameron Dickey, and I'm
Dicker the kicker.
Yeah, I'm team Dicker the kicker. So I think that's pretty cool. But my complaint right now is that we have the worst punter in the NFL. It's not even close.
I know, it's really bad.
He's terrible. Holy shit.
And that's your boy. So you need to like get down on your knees right now, I think.
Gluck gluck.
Gluck gluck. Oh God. Go ahead, give it to me because I know you probably heard the numbers or saw them or whatever.
No, I don't even need to see numbers. I don't need anything other than my fucking eyeballs to know that he cannot. I mean, if you need a boom, he could probably boom you, right? He could probably get you a 45, 50-yard punt.
Why can't this man kick the ball out of bounds?
Why can't the man kick it inside the 20? I don't understand.
Well, he can't. I mean, he
no,
can.
Every punt this year has just been punched out of the end zone.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, I listen. That's your boy. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, they need to do a punt. I guess it's not hurting them, so they're not so concerned about it. But honestly, though, like punt returns, kick returns, they're kind of almost obsolete in a way, right? Like they don't really happen.
No, not really.
I mean, if you kicked off or punt it 100 times, how many get returned?
As a touchdown?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be one.
One?
Yeah. Maybe a little more than one. 2.
So that's why I don't think like the Eagles are like hitting the button, you know?
Well, I mean, what's out there? Like what's the replacement going to be?
What is King doing?
That's actually a good pull by you.
Thank you. So why not just bring him in? Who gives a shit? You got nothing to lose.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
I don't know. And now we have to worry about Alex Henry's knee. I mean,
My man is ranked 31
out of 32. Who's worse than him? Who's worse than him? I want to boo him.
I don't know. I'm looking at PFF in the ranking he gives.
And I was kidding about Alex Henry, but Jake Elliott looked nasty, didn't it?
Well, and Jake, yeah. So it did when he got stepped on the ankle, and Dicker the kicker.
I think that changed the tone of the game. I really do. Just bled a little bit more time off the clock, and you know what I mean. I just felt like that was an important situation for the Eagles.
It definitely did. It definitely bled more time off the clock. It gave them more control, And now we have Dicker. I think he played in Texas.
Who do you play for?
I think he played for Texas.
No.
You.
No.
I think he did. We need to look it up because I think I'm right.
It's gonna piss me off. I want to say Utah, and I know that's not right.
Cameron Dicker.
Where'd he go?
Played for the College of Texas.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good pool.
So yeah, Siposs is brutal. The only thing he's done this year is make a tackle.
Game saving.
But you can argue that we really needed that tackle.
I think it's a lackluster performance. I don't know if it's like the worst I've ever seen, but it's. What's Donnie Jones doing?
You on punter search right now?
Christian Mingle.
Puntersearch.com.
Don't do that on the website.
What was his name? The old Eagles punter? Jeff
Savraka?
Jeff Feagles?
Oh, my God. Jeff fucking Feagles. Savraka. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Oh. What's Cam Johnson doing? Is he in the league? Texans. He's on the Texans.
Yeah.
Why did we let him walk?
Punters are a dime a dozen.
Nah, it's an argument.
Actually, they're not really, actually.
I think the punter's more important than a running back. I said it.
Oh, come on. Stop. You can't say that. It's
more
important. It's not more important. Literally, you play games without punting. Like, you literally play games and don't punt.
And you can also sub in Boston Scott and still get production. So
Not the same level of production?
It still moves the chains.
You're telling me that Scott is 134 yards? You're telling me that Scott can carry the ball 27 times?
Okay, here we go. Put your Miles Sanders dick away. I wasn't talking shit, all right?
It sounded like you're talking shit.
No, I'm just simply saying that a running back, you can change them all out interchangeable. Look at these guys going down.
You can't carry two punters. What are you talking about?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. It just hasn't bit them in the ass yet. But if this was like Devin Hester's era, it would have bit them in the ass already.
You're right. He is not good, and they might need to do something about it in the middle of the season, but I don't know.
Has a punter ever been traded in the middle of the season?
I don't think they would trade. They'd probably cut him. Right?
No. I meant like, can we trade for a punter, like a deadline deal?
Are you being serious right now?
The Eagles have traded Jalen Hurts.
This is ridiculous. This podcast is fucking ridiculous right now. What? Oh,
the Eagles have the best team in the NFL.
We have the best team in the NFL right now, as of today.
And you know what's crazy is that they're like maturing, which is terrifying. Right? Yeah. Like, it's honestly terrifying. Like, this isn't even, they haven't put it together yet. Right?
I agree.
Last week was probably the closest we've seen, and a lot of that was big-time issues because of the rain. Which, by the way, can the rain get the fuck out of here? We're sick of it.
It's been raining for 5 days.
I'm done.
Yeah, well, and you can probably make the argument that, not probably. The argument is absolutely to be made that, the reason why Hurts numbers were what they were is 100% because of the weather. The weather was brutal,
And
and
I got I see it all. I really like today was contemplating getting rid of social media as a whole. Just done.
whoa,
Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
what happened?
That dude that was bitching about the Phillies, who's worse than Raider Frank. So congratulations. Let me get
What
his
was his
handle.
stupid name? Like no divot or something?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a golf guy. You're a fucking pussy.
Yeah, but
No divots.
taking no divot is wrong. He's a fucking bad golf guy.
Yeah, I hate this guy.
Dumb
And he's a
name.
big Flyers guy, so it's like that's the problem. You know.
You can't. Here's the deal. You can't right now, but you can blast this guy. You can find, but you can't right now be a big Flyers guy. Like just like, and how about we stop being big everything guys? How about we just fucking cheer for our goddamn sports teams,
I
Mister
realized
Mister
today.
Mister No Divot
Three. I
3.
realized today that that guy, the way that he was tweeting, made me realize the arrogance and the bouginess and how stupid hockey fans are.
So stupid.
Stupid. And
Bad rap, really. Bad. I mean, not stupid when it comes to the game of hockey. That's not what
no.
I mean. I mean just like blind.
You ever see a horse? The horse with the blinders on this thing. You stroked me out. Thanks, Divot 3.
One guy away. We're one guy away.
But I did see that. So to tie it all in, like with a nice little bow, what I saw is that I'm concerned about Jalen Hurts moving forward after this game. It's like, what the? Are you living here or are you not in this state? My car has been underwater.
I mean, like, what could you have seen in that game last week that makes you say, "Oh, I don't think that he's got it." I'm questioning what what my thoughts were. Like, how could you even say that? Do you have eyes? And if you don't have eyes, or if you are blind, you probably have ears. And if you don't have ears, I don't
You
know
should
if
thank the
there's
Lord because you don't have to listen to Merrill Reese.
I don't know if there's a live version of Braille for NFL games. I don't know about that. But
Oh my God, how funny would that be?
all I'm saying is that like it was downpouring. It was raining hard as fuck. It was 15 to 20 mile an hour wind, and Jalen Hurts still led the team to victory.
Goddard needs to hit the jug machine. He drops too much for me.
I'm a little concerned about that too. I mean, it was
It's
was
like
wet.
a 2% concern.
It was raining, but
Dude, like that's like that pass.
it was like right on the goal line, right?
I've never and I'm not saying this as like I'm trying to hype up like Jalen Hurts. I just have never seen a more perfect pass. Like and again, I'm not saying it's because it's Jalen Hurts. It was just a really good pass, and I think you have to catch that.
You have to catch it.
You have to catch
that. Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But again, we're splitting hairs. We're looking for things to complain besides sit pos or puss pos. You're puss pos.
What is that? What is pus pus? Kenny broke himself right now.
Oh man.
Kenny's broken.
Man, that was fucking good, Kenny. We're splitting hairs. We're looking for things to complain about. We should honestly talk about how good Jonathan Gannon has been and how important linebackers to his scheme are and secondary that can cover. And it's so funny to me to like, oh my God, who farted? Jesus. It's so funny to me to look at the defense and not, I don't want to say this, and not find a hole. I can't find one. Right? Brandon Graham last week looked like Brandon Graham out of Michigan. Fletcher Cox has looked like Fletcher Cox from 2017, 2018. Hargraves is still doing what he was doing last year when he had a career year. Milton Williams, although I think he's hurt.
They just have ballers at every turn. Like TJ Edwards, balling.
And where did that come from?
I don't know. Hassan Reddick, please let that man rush the quarterback more frequently.
Well,
Like,
Gannon learned.
he let it. He let. That's because I mean, yeah. I mean, they have to know that is his strength. It's like that's what he does.
If you and I are sitting on our couch
Yeah,
and
we're
we're like,
dumbass
wow,
motherfuckers.
yeah, wow, this guy can't cover. I would imagine the defensive coordinator should be able to read it. And listen, I can't find a complaint on on the coaching staff. I I don't even I don't like coming on here and saying this because it just it's way too early for one, and two, there has to be when's the other shoe gonna fall or drop?
Well, I tell you, the
Is it an
small little,
injury?
yeah, like the small little tic tac injuries are kind of not like concerning like, but like it just makes you think like, okay,
All four
like,
have a shot.
yeah, no, but it just puts that seed in your head like, all right, like it's totally possible that like someone can like get sniped here, and like now, but like I was shocked, dude, at the amount of talent that they had. They are so fucking deep everywhere, like everywhere, and like I don't. Jason just said in YouTube, like Howie is the greatest GM in the NFL right now, like today, because they're
Do you
4-0,
think
and the only thing we're worried about is the punter. Like that's what we're worried about. We're worried about the punter.
Did Howie wake up and was just like, all right, I'm changing my personality. I'm gonna go to strip clubs. I'm gonna do cocaine, and I'm not gonna give a fuck about anything. I'm gonna be the world's greatest GM.
I don't know what he did, but I like it. Do it more. Like keep it going, bro. Because this shit is like this shit's lit. There's no better place to be than a Philadelphia Eagles fan right now. No better place. And like it's fun.
I don't like it.
I know.
I'm
I was just gonna
uncomfortable.
say I am nervous, and it's. I think the reason I'm nervous, like one of the big reasons, is because like why would we ever trust anyone to win? It's just not the way that it goes, right? But
Well, we did learn last weekend. Well, Redskins. Oh, sorry, Commanders. That we put the pieces together and realized that this city will never be a dynasty in any of the sports, and it's a grinder. So when it's hot, and this is what we're on right now. We're on a very scorching hot, scorching, like melt your skin, when this is a terrible reference and I apologize, but you ever see them videos where the cops open the trunk and there's fentanyl in there and they pass out immediately because it's so fucking strong and they're like 20 feet away from it.
yeah,
That's what the Eagles are right now. Just fucking fentanyl taking out the whole NFL.
it's pretty fucking cool. But the problem I have with it is like usually the team that's there in the beginning isn't the last man standing on top of the mountain, right? And that is obviously like you can't just say that and like that means it's going to be a thing, right? Because all trends are meant to be broken.
Hopefully.
But I just where's the stumble? Where is the chink in the armor? Where is the problem? Like I don't know. It's gonna have to be an injury. If they stay healthy, they can't. If they stay healthy, I'm gonna say this: if they stay healthy and they don't make it to the Super Bowl, it's a failure of a season. I mean, right? Isn't it? If they're healthy,
woof.
Right? Like
No, I don't think you're far off. I just don't.
I mean, maybe if they lose a close NFC Championship game, okay, but like anything less than that, like we got to be like, damn, what the fuck?
Who is good in the NFC?
You were like doing a freestyle right there.
Whoop 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 and the whoop whoop whoop.
I thought you were gonna go like who let the dogs out?
Woof.
I thought that's where you were going. But anyway, who's good in the NFC? We could run it down. I mean, there's nothing.
Niners.
I mean, like the Niners are sneaky good.
Their D is really Jimmy G carry them. Probably not. The Rams, I think, are poop. I think Seattle's poop. Who's the other one?
Ooh, Seattle. Ugh, my God.
Cardinals, they're whatever. They'll be there, but I don't think they're that good.
Well, we'll see, and that's why this game is so important this weekend. Or you
Oh,
do
it
not
is.
agree?
Well, here's the thing. How do the Eagles lose the division?
Nah,
They don't.
You can't.
I don't think they do. So like I don't know if an out of conference against an NFC West really fucking matters at the end of the day.
The only
It's-
reason why I say it could possibly matter is because of home field.
That's true. And the other thing too is like all right.
And how
well,
fucking hilarious is it that we're talking about home field advantage in week 5, by the way?
and the other thing you have there is just the you got to beat the games that you need to beat or that you should. How do I phrase this? You've beaten up on teams that you should beat the shit out of, right? So you need to go in and prove that you can beat a really decent team.
I agree.
I think it's
That's what
important.
That's what
I
I
don't
want.
think it's as important as the Cowboys, though. They got to break the monkey, man.
You can't lose to the Cowboys at home on Monday Night Football.
11 straight wins the Cowboys have against the NFC East.
Kenny, dude, like, what are we doing? We're like, it's a trap game
What, the Cardinals?
this weekend. It's everything. It's every possible, like every possible thing you could think of to stack up against them is against them this weekend. They got the Cowboys next week on Monday Night Football. They're 4-0. They're the number 1 team in the
Sunday
NFL.
Night Football, right?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm pretty. I'll look.
yes, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And you know they're the number 1 team in football. They're 4-0. They're the only undefeated team in football. Like
Sunday
night against the Cowboys, they have everything going for them right now. And like, I do like that Grim Reaper meme though. Like where it's like going down the hallway and like all the past like Eagles dudes like just getting
Ertz.
slashed. Now Ertz is next on the chopping block.
And then Orlando Scandrick, week 6.
Oh my God. No,
I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do is bet on the Eagles with that much money again.
It's not very fun, is it?
I mean, it was electric, but I
Yeah,
like.
they won.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that the Eagles were better than the Jaguars. I know that they're better than Arizona, but crazier shit has happened.
Right, and they're given 5 there. And they actually
5.5.
Yeah, it opened up higher. It opened up at like 6.5, and people jumped on that shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know. To be first of all, to be 5-point road favorites is crazy. That's crazy.
Doesn't happen.
Against a legit team. Like the Cardinals are good. I mean, they're pretty good. By the way, the next ranked team in the power rankings that I found on NFL.com was the Green Bay Packers. And like, I don't know.
I don't get worried about Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs because I think he kind of underperforms, and I also, again, I'm not worried about them wide receivers. I would take kids from the YMCA above that. I really do believe that. I think that is the most insane thing. And you know what? They'll lose to the Packers. They'll lose to the Packers. Mark it on the calendar. They're going to lose to the Packers, but they'll beat them in the playoffs if that is the course it's on. Book it, mark it, whatever the fucking date is today. What is it? October.
Today's October. I mean, yeah. So, like, all right. There's not much to really dig into from this last week's game, other than the fact that, you know, you could probably make an argument that Sunshine, Mr. Lawrence over there, may have had the Eagles in a bet. Because how else can you fumble the ball that many times and look like a complete like you don't know what's going on? Like,
I think he actually, and listen, I'm not one for this, but if you take those turnovers away, he had a really good game. I mean, I really do believe that. He is, without a doubt, 100% the reason they lost that game. No one's taking that away. He deserves to wear the L. He took the loss there, right?
Yep.
But other than those fumbles, I think he played a pretty good fucking game. I really do. But guess what? When you're taking your number one wide receiver and making him non-existent, and the only reason Kirk had any touches at all was because it was a broken coverage at the end of the game in a rainstorm, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If they're locked up, it doesn't make a difference.
I'm just saying, like you can't fumble the ball 4 times.
He looked like Carson Wentz. I would have been in trouble if I took that bet with Jay.
Yeah, I know. You can't. You just can't fumble 4 times. That's just it's crazy. So like the Jaguars were never going to win that game with all those fumbles. You can't come back from that. I really don't think. And Jalen Hurts had his first bad situation of the season, and it was not a great throw. It bounced off the receiver though and went up in the air, so that's why it got intercepted.
It was like a tinge late. Like
it was behind. It was definitely
behind. But I mean, like splitting hairs to split hairs because we have nothing else to bitch about. Right. I know what you're saying, and you're right. It was late, and last year we would have tore him up, ripped him to shreds.
Right, but he's earned. He has completely at this point. The benefit of the doubt that okay, he missed one ball by a couple inches and it hit off the dude. First, it hit the guy. It hit him in the shoulders, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, the pick 6 kind of sucks. But it didn't hurt him. Didn't matter.
I should have. When it was 14-0, I wish I was smart enough to just throw $20 on the Eagles on that money line. Although, when I do remember, it really wasn't that significant. I think that's why I didn't. You know what I mean? It was like a plus 110. You know.
No, it probably wasn't. It probably wasn't that significant, to be honest.
It wasn't, and it brings me back to the Dolphins against the Ravens. That cash cow, plus I got it at plus 1,200.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But anyway, split the hairs all you want. Goddard's got to make the catch. Sanders, I have no complaints, which is shocking. I do have a complaint, actually. Fuck you for running for 16 yards when it should not have been a fucking completion. God damn it. It cost me. They never throw to Miles Sanders. They haven't thrown to Miles Sanders all fucking year. And the game I take a bet on it, they want to do it.
That's pretty brutal, honestly. It is. Can't bet against your squad, man.
I don't give a fuck. I'll bet all day.
So Miles Sanders, 27 carries, 134 yards.
Well, this and what, a tutty or 2?
2 tuds.
2 titties?
2 titties.
This is why I texted you and Jay, right? Because at the end of the day, and anyone that brings up any of these tapes, because I think this is our year anniversary or next week. Cardinals will be 1 year of doing this, 52 episodes.
We should already be there. Well,
no, remember we took off for July.
Well, we took a couple weeks off, but we've been doing it for a year, calendar.
I'm saying this will be our 52nd episode.
I think this is number 51.
Which is a year. I don't know. Math is easy.
One more. We need 52 episodes.
So that's why I texted you and Jay, and you guys can go back and anyone can listen to the podcast. And I'm a huge proponent about not fucking paying running backs. I've been saying that since day one. What do you do? Honestly, what do you do? Can you sign them mid-season for a bargain for a year or two and get them for cheaper, or do you just let them walk?
Well, we were talking.
Do you trade them? Do you trade them at the deadline?
Yeah, we were talking about this before the season started, and you thought, that they definitely would not sign Sanders, and I agreed with you. And the other one was Hurts, and basically the answer is you're gonna sign one. You're not going to sign both. I doubt that they would do both. I really do. I don't know if you can. I legit don't know if you can.
If you get a good Jalen Hurts deal done in the middle of the year, which they're working on, that's the reports. Who knows? There's extra money.
He can't do that, though. He can't sign in the...
Okay. If you don't think for 1 second that they agree on terms and sign it, and then they have him come in for the photo op at the end of the year, that's on you, buddy. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So, if they get him on I tend to agree with you. I don't know how you get them both. Even if you get Hurts for lower money ish, you still Sanders is gonna want more. Unless these bitches want to be greedy and want to win another, like, if they either want to win another Super Bowl or try to win a Super Bowl because they lost in the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. Maybe you get them because they want to come back for a year. That's not an out of the world scenario where Sanders could come back for a 15-year or 15. Could you imagine
15
$15 million contract?
I don't know if he would. I honestly don't know. I just don't.
And
I'm not saying that he won't. I'm saying I legit don't know because
and you're not wrong because he does have injury issues, right?
right.
So if you're that man, do you really want to take another chance? Again, I like what I see out of Miles Sanders, and as I sleep on, and again, I'm going to say this every week. This is why we do the podcast on Tuesdays, because as I sleep, I'm like, dime a dozen, right? Jay was saying he's not even in the top 15, and I think, boy, that's an argument. That's an argument that could be made either way. I lean towards his point. Career-wise, he's not a top 15, but right now he's a top 5, top 3.
Right. So like that's the thing what is he, right? Like is he last year or 2 years ago Miles Sanders, or is he 2022 Miles Sanders? Because if he's 22 Miles Sanders, he's worth a mid deal, like a mid contract.
I agree.
I think 2-3 years.
It's an interesting argument, and I think it's going to be fun how it shakes out. Now, we talked about this. College football, talent-wise, is a million times better than what it was last year. I don't know what happened. I don't know how this has taken place, but I think that the talent around college football this year is light years ahead of what we had last year.
So like, do you have your? So you're saying. So what you're basically saying is that if they decide that Sanders isn't worth whatever he's asking for, or whatever the case is, that they can probably find another running back in the draft.
I think so.
Somewhere.
And I think you sign Boston Scott for another $3 million contract, and you just keep riding that. And I can appreciate what the Eagles are doing with him, Boston Scott, that is, because I was worried about how Doug handled Boston Scott at the end. Like too much, too much. But the Eagles have that shit spaced out perfectly right now.
Yep.
And that's going to keep Miles Sanders healthier, just so you know. And Trey Sermon looks pretty good.
Well, Miles Sanders can't, obviously will not carry the ball 27 times a week. Probably more like half that. But
would you think that
more.
How much of that was Boston Scott wasn't in and the weather, right?
Both of those things, 100%. Like if Scott's in there, he's taking at least 5 to 8, 9 of those carries. And, the weather absolutely dictated that they would run the ball more. And someone else I heard, it was actually interesting. They were talking about, they were asking Nick Sirianni about their third down conversion rate. And their third down conversion rate was actually low in this game. And he was like, well, let me just spin it a little bit differently. A lot of those third downs, we know that we're going for it on fourth down.
I was just going to say, and also, like, they don't have a punter. So...
Well, yeah, just like knowing that you're going for it on fourth down, you're not necessarily trying to get that first. Like, you're trying to get the first down, but you're going for it. So you might run, you might run it where you would normally throw, because you're going for it on fourth down. So I don't know.
I want the Eagles to go for it on fourth down anytime they're on their 45 and up, their own 45.
Time. I mean, within how many yards? Like
2.
Okay, 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
So if you're on our side of the 45, it's got to be 2, 3 at the most, like the absolute most. If you're 45 going in, I just want you to go for it.
The negative side of the field scares me a little bit.
I know.
But I mean, honestly, with the way. And you don't want to play like this, but I'm just like rolling this through. Like but the way our defense is playing, like you almost can risk that, and I mean, you're almost giving up 3 points though. Like that's the problem. I don't know. Are you just making this argument because like the punter's terrible?
No, I'm making this argument because you didn't let me speak, which was fine, but I had that same theory about what you just said because I know that they're running third down plays because they know they're going for it on fourth. I know that. So to me, I like that forward thinking, and it kind of and you would think that the other side would know that, but I'm not so sure. They're like they're like confused too. But the way he's doing it is the right way. 3rd and 8, call 2 plays and let just see what the fuck happens.
I like it. I'm
I
totally.
do too.
totally
I'm not.
down with
I'm not
it.
gonna find a reason. And I'll tell you what, if they lose a game because of it, I'll be pissed. But right now, what's good for the goose is good for the Kenny. You know what I mean?
So they're saying that the Jalen Hurts contract is going to be in the 40s, per year. That's terrifying.
That's the fucking
man.
market, though. What are we supposed to do? Do you think I like going to the fucking supermarket and paying $16 a pound for steak? That's what the market is. I'm gonna eat the steak.
I mean, also, I'm not. It's not my money. That's A. B. I really fucking trust Howie at this point. How can you not?
Would you let
So-
Howie babysit your child?
Nah, that motherfucker's on his cell phone too much.
Not the answer I was expecting, but I'm glad I got it. I just worried about anything until Howie shows me to be worried about it. Let the man do what he's got to do. He's a fucking wizard. He's a coin goblin.
Let that man work. I don't know, like
Eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer.
eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Did you watch that yet?
No, but I heard that the Jeffrey Dahmer thing is pretty fucking wild.
We watched the first episode and woof.
Well, were you alive when that shit happened?
Well, no,
because I remember it.
he got murdered when I turned 1, literally.
Oh shit. Okay.
So he died in 91, or he was murdered. So yeah, it was like late 80s, right?
I remember it like when I was a kid. I remember hearing about it, but
I have a confession.
supposedly it happened, but for like 13 years or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because it was like 2, 4. It was like 2 bodies, 2 bodies, 2 bodies. It was always like 2 people.
Yeah, but it started in the 70s, and obviously no one knew, and it like went into the
Yeah.
90s, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts.
1994, he died.
94?
Yep.
I thought it said 91.
91 was the when he got caught.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
I think my grandfather, rest in peace, I think he, this is embarrassing. I thought he was in Philadelphia. I thought all this took place in Philly because my grandfather told me this.
So
And I think it was to scare me.
So your grandfather tried to scare you with Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, and I never just looked it up because I was just like, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Why would he lie to me about You know what I mean? Like, why would he lie about that?
How would you even look it up? I don't even know.
I mean, I guess you could just look up where did the murders take place, and it
no,
would
but
say,
like back then, like how we
True,
we
yeah.
didn't have Wikipedia, bro.
And that's the other thing too. It's not like I wake up every day and I'm like, oh, Jeffrey Dahmer, man, woo, boy, that bull be riled.
Eat your heart out like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer.
And I bet you $100 that song gets edited and bleeped, and they're gonna get rid of it because we live in a fucking pussy ass cucky culture. I said it.
Listen, man, I think that they should just let people say whatever they want.
Yeah,
Pretty much already do anyway.
and that's. But anyway, based off of the first episode. I think it's. I would almost put it in the must-watch category. I really enjoyed it. It is disgusting though. That man
Of course,
is
it's
sick.
disgusting. So for people if you don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, I mean, I would be.
Then you shouldn't be listening to the podcast.
Shocked, but Jeffrey Dahmer was a cannibal, and
Do you know who Mark Nomad is? He's a comedian with like a really mellow-toned voice.
monotone. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What'd I say?
melatonin, which I think would mean like melatonin, which is
Yeah,
like
I mean that's not so like you knew what I was going with
I
though,
knew what
right?
you I
Like
knew where you were going. I
yeah,
got it.
so I mean like I'm not mad about that fuck up.
It was pretty close.
He said on a stand up, someone was like, "Dude, Jeffrey Dahmer," and he was like, if you watch that Netflix, he's like, if you watch that Netflix, they bring the dad in and they're like, "Hey, we got some terrible news to tell you about your son. He's gay, he's a murderer, and he eats people." And he's like, then the only thing the dad cared about, and he was like, "Oh, he's gay." It's like, yeah, but he also murdered people and ate people.
Well, back in those days,
Yeah,
honestly,
it was way. Yeah, it
like
just
that
was
probably
not.
was that probably would have like legit been his answer.
Isn't that crazy? Like it's fucking insane.
Where would we be without comedy?
Dead.
Seriously.
I love.
How the fuck did we end up talking about Jeffrey Dahmer?
I have this knack for doing this.
We were talking about like and Howie Roseman and then like babysitting my child and then we were talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. No idea how that happened. But anyway, I don't think they can afford both of them. And I don't even know if I don't think I want them. I don't think I want both. I don't know. You make a great point though. Like I'm so torn about the running back thing because and I think that our problem is that like we're fans, like all of us. Anybody listening to this podcast, you're a fan
first.
You can't make these types of decisions as a fan because as a fan, we are attached to them in a different way. And
he's Penn State.
And he's Penn State, so
double whammy.
Double whammy. So I don't know if he wants too much, you just can't do it. And I think that like you said, I think that you made another good point. Like if they get to the Super Bowl or if they make a run, it change the way guys look at their contract structure moving forward. It really might because they might see the writing on the wall and be like, fuck, this is a machine and this thing could be something. So let's ride. And maybe they would. I don't know.
Oh, I had something else for you. Remember that quote that got, I wonder if I screenshot it. He was just like, "Oh well, the Eagles don't have it." McNabb. It's McNabb. Are we done with this fucking guy as a whole? Seriously, are we done with this fucking guy?
It was McNabb.
Do you have that tweet?
No, I don't. But
I think I sent it in the group chat. Let me dig for it. But try to give us the skinny of it.
Yeah, so I don't know why he was talking about it. I don't know what.
He's so fucking jealous. He's so jealous of the Eagles, and he can't. I can't handle McNabb as a human anymore. Done. Sorry, I had to get that in.
Wow, you have problems with Don McNabb, huh?
I just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, here we go. I got it. I personally think that this team, just from what we're seeing right now, they're about a year or two away. And I say that because I think they continue to play together. The core players on this particular team are kind of toward the end, like Cox and Kelsey. What the fuck are you talking about?
So, okay. So what you just said doesn't even make, that's not even logical, what you just said. If the core players are only going to be here this year, how are they a year away? That doesn't even make sense. Like what he said doesn't even make sense.
He's honestly, and Jay,
Why is he so salty?
I don't know if I corrupted Jason, if Jason's always been a McNabb hater, but I just do not. I just wish he would stop fucking talking about the Eagles, right? And if he would have just shut the fuck up and stopped being a little crybaby with his chunky fucking soup and his dumb fucking mom, then we would have had T.O. and we probably would have won a Super Bowl because that 04 team came back in 05, but they just were missing the most important fucking piece, okay? So thanks, McNabb, you stupid fucking bitch. Oh, McNabb, you fucking pissed me off.
Woo! I mean, he was pretty good there, like for a little while. But
Yeah,
I
we
feel
know. We know it was you, McNabb. You don't have to tell us it was you. You threw it into the ground. And then he smiled. Fuck that guy. Fucking hate McNabb. Boom.
top 5 all time though for Philly.
I
For
mean, he
Philly
has to
Eagles
be.
quarterback.
But, look at the fucking list. The
I know,
Detmers.
I know, I know. Why McNabb? Why did you go here?
Oh, because, I don't know. I just thought of it.
Well, anyway, there was another thing that came out. I remember seeing it. I'm trying to like dig up these weird fucking things because they're coming off the top of my head. But it had something to do with Kelsey. And he hadn't. I think the stat was that he hadn't allowed a quarterback hit since like week 6 of last year.
It was,
Or something.
it was Lane.
Lane, that's who it was. Kelsey had to do with some kind of snaps or something. I can't remember what that was. But dude, we have the best team in the NFL, and it's fucking cool. And we're on for the ride.
How
Pittsburgh.
great is Dickerson being, too?
What about Dickerson?
He looks like the fucking part. And again, we've been saying this to Howie. If it's not the SEC, it's not for me.
Well, yeah. There's nothing else to say. I mean, they're exciting, man. And now coming up against Arizona, it's the Ertz thing. It's Kyler Murray. Arizona's no joke. Arizona's got a good offense.
The running back's not doing too hot.
No. But they're good on the run because of Kyler.
Of course.
So, you have to respect that. But their secondary, from what I've seen, is brutal.
Butt cheeks?
Yeah, they're
Is
ranked
Buddha-
dead. They're ranked dead last on Pro Football Focus.
Is Buda Baker still there?
Dead last, dude. 31 in coverage.
So you're saying take overs.
So you're saying Hurts should show.
Yeah.
Should show.
That is an in-law game for me.
All right, you like those.
Yeah, I'll be packing up, going to watch the game with my in-laws.
Yeah, you like those. You've always speak highly of those games.
Well, yeah, it's like meat and cheese. How can you go wrong?
You can't go wrong. To answer your question, Buda Baker is still there.
That's surprising considering, I think he's pretty decent.
He must be having a bad season. He's only.
Who looks okay is Patrick Peterson.
Yes.
He looked pretty good in that. I love the London game. Can we do every week?
I think there's a couple this year.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, can we do every year? Every week?
I mean, I don't know about that.
How great is 9:30 football?
How great is 9:30, and then literally you could pretty much watch football until you go to bed. That's wild. Not so great for the
wives,
the significant others. But yeah, I watched it.
I sacrificed the 4:00 game.
Well, yeah, there's always got to be the sacrificial.
But there was nothing worthwhile to even watch. Oh shit.
But yeah, this weekend the Packers are playing the Giants.
Oh, the division is kind of freaky, scary a little bit, right?
Like the Giants?
Oh, the Giants, and I don't like the Cowboys being 3-1 when they should be 1-3. You know?
Yeah, they're finding ways to win.
And that is the only thing, because
they beat the Giants already.
That, and I'll have all them Cowboy fans be, the Eagles haven't played anyone. Their schedule's so easy.
Oh my god.
Hey, you stupid Cowboy.
We play the same
idiots.
fucking teams.
We play the same people. You fuck faces. I hate you. That Cameron Magruder. Thanks for making me laugh in 2015. You're irrelevant. Get lost, bitch.
Cam Magruder. Man, you really hate that guy. No, I don't.
And he's actually really smart, because here we all are attacking this man, and we're just re-bringing his name into a stupid sketch comedy.
Yet, Yet the Eagles live rent free, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. It's really funny because you don't see us sitting around talking about the dumbass Cowboys. That's the whole part that's funny. But something else happened in the NFL this weekend, and it was out west.
Out west, where the buffalo roam.
Kenny Pickett.
Was that west? Well, I guess Western PA. I got
I
you.
mean, it's literally west from here.
Yeah, I
mean,
was
that's-
thinking. I was thinking like AFC West.
No.
Yeah, he looked rough.
Well, but here's the thing: he had no first team snaps, dude. Like, I heard whoever was calling that game, I can't remember who it was, but they said that literally that Trubisky took all the first team snaps all week. So if that's the case,
What did they think was going to happen with Mitch Trubisky as your starter?
what did they think was going to happen with Pickett when you put him in the middle of a fucking game with no first team?
Yeah, but you got to
snaps?
send a message. You have to send a message.
To
the game-
Trubisky.
What?
To Trubisky?
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Fuckface.
I don't know. Is there any messages getting through to him?
No.
You know, like you can't do that to my man Pickett.
Hey, Dave. Shut the fuck up.
What? Why am I not allowed to like Pickett? I don't.
You want the pit.
Whatever. So speaking of college, Penn State is 5-0.
We
And you know what? You know what's funny about this? You don't care. Because you don't care because it's the same thing as the Phillies. Like you kind of were not caring as much until they got into the playoffs. That's not true. You were like half in, half out. Or either that or you're just teasing me the whole time and you've been all in. I can't tell. But you don't care about Penn State yet because they didn't play any good teams, and which is hilarious.
I just know that the inevitable loss is coming.
The Reaper is standing behind the door just waiting.
Listen, do I think there's tiers for me in college, right? Elite, right?
Uh-huh.
Ohio State. Very good. Michigan. Teetering on very good and good is Penn State. Right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from what I've seen, I think that they're pretty close to where Michigan is.
Okay. So for this year. So I'm talking general,
Yeah,
right? Of course.
Like right now. Yeah.
So right now they have a chance to beat Michigan. I told you, I think during last week or whatever, I said I think they might beat Michigan. They're not going to beat Ohio State, which is okay. I don't think it's the end of the season at all. You can lose Ohio State. Can Sean Clifford lead them to a one-loss season? I don't buy it. And that's my whole thing is like, honestly, Penn State and the Phillies are the same thing for me because it's like going back to your ex-girlfriend after she cheated on you, right? She's going to do it again because she's a slut. So I'm just waiting for the inevitable shoe to drop. And it always happens. And thankfully, we don't play Iowa this year to see it through.
That's true. Iowa's always the dagger for some
Will they
reason.
lose to fucking Michigan State? Maybe. Minnesota lost, which is good for the morale, I think. So that's my problem with Penn State.
So you just don't think they're going to beat all of them, I guess, is your thing.
You can't get into until 2026, which is so fucking stupid. Until 2026, it's virtually impossible. Honestly, if Penn State were to make the playoff before that 2026 thing, I would go bungee jumping, and I'm terrified of it. There's just no way. There's too many elite programs ahead of Penn State. And it's not a knock on Penn State. It's just the way college football is structured right now.
But are you saying that that Penn State is not even like close to elite? Or are they close? Are they on the edge of elite?
I think
And
they're
are we
teetering.
being modest or not? Not giving them enough credit because we A don't like Clifford, B don't like Franklin that much because he's here for 10 fucking years. But like, are we just not giving that? Are we not seeing it?
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
okay. So if you're teetering them on elite, then there's a category above elite, which is very elite, and that's where Alabama and Ohio State hang out.
No, I see, I think that they're like, okay, I could go like elite and then like messy elite.
I like
Like
that.
like Penn State's messy elite. Like I think
Yeah.
because they can scrap, they can play D, and they can win. I think they can win a close game. Can they shoot out? Can they have like is Clifford going to ball for 650 yards and 8 touchdown passes? No, but Ohio State can.
They
So
do it every fucking week for the last 20 years.
I know. So the last time that Penn State beat Ohio State
I
was
was on a date.
was a home game.
Yeah. And they blocked the kick and they ran it back. And
Yeah.
my date invited all their friends as a this date was gonna be terrible. It was good for me though. I got to watch that happen and then I got drunk. Pretty sure it was with the
so
Wickmans.
so it's been since 2016 for those of you keeping score. 2016 since they've beaten Ohio State, and that was at home. So the one thing that they do have going for them is that this game this year is at home. So 1 week at a time. I know that's Franklin's motto. This last weekend there's not really much to dive into. They played in a shitty environment. Also, it was
Who'd they play?
rainy. It was Northwestern.
That's right.
And the game was it was a mess. It was mucky. It was raining a
Hey,
lot.
guys, Penn State won a football game with 5 turnovers. I mean, that is messy, sloppy elite, maybe. I don't know.
There you go. See, messy elite. It's a thing. Yeah, they lost four fumbles and they threw an interception. Clifford was like 10 of 20. It was a mess, but they were up 14-0 at halftime, I think, and then you know, that was it. I mean, that pretty much told the story, and they could win those kinds of games against the Northwestern. Can they win that kind of game against an Ohio State? Remains to be seen. Hopefully, I don't know.
Can they win against Michigan 25% of the time?
I think they're going to beat Michigan.
I'm kind of in that boat, honestly.
Yeah, I think they are going to beat them, and I don't know what the line is. I don't. That's because it's too far away. But
They off this week?
yeah,
Great. Apple picking. Um, hey, Ben Simmons played basketball.
Den Mimmons.
Dan Mimmons.
Yo, Den Mimmons, and he missed 2 free throws. 0
Here's
for
my
2.
shock face.
0 for 2. He threw up a turnaround fade that like hit the bottom of the backboard. It's funny as shit.
Ben.
You know who Ben Simmons reminds me of? That dude in that meme, in that GIF where he's like just throwing up random shots at the fucking net. That's Den Mimmons right there.
It really be like that.
I don't know. He played. They were in Brooklyn. It didn't matter. Maxey looked pretty good though. I gotta be honest.
Might go. Sixers might go. This is the year.
I mean, this is. Do we have three? We have 3 teams, man.
And we have we have 3 and a -1.
Oh, so we're net 2. The Phillies, the Flyers bring everyone down. There's the cup. There's the cup. Man, the Flyers. I've seen like some. I don't even know if you can call it highlights. I've seen some things from the preseason. I don't even know. What do you take from it? The best thing that I can take from this preseason so far is the goalie mask, which was pretty
Have
good.
they won one?
I think they did. I think they have won one, yeah.
They're not a good team.
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't, like, does it really matter, though? Like, These games don't. They have not won any, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, season starts Thursday, October 13th. Get your tickets. I'm sure that there's plenty available.
Just can you guys can everyone just do me one favor?
What's that?
Don't
Kenny?
support this team, please.
But what
Please.
if? But what if they do the like the girl meme laying on the bed? You know I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh F, you're gonna make me believe. What if they go there and they start off the season like 7-3? See, look, you're already like, oh, I might check it out. That's at least side iPad worthy.
But I know that it's tough. I mean, it's a good point. I don't know. I don't. That is such a good question, man.
Yeah, but that's what it's gonna take though. Like if they come out and they do what we think, then no one's gonna fucking care, and it's gonna be sad, man. If that's the case, if it's not this year, like it's either gonna be they do something and surprise us this year, or like what's the or like how many years before we have meaningful hockey in Philadelphia if it's not this year? I'm going with 5. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 6.
And that's terrible.
It's not good.
That's terrible, man. That's brutal. Anyway,
It's just not fair either.
what's not?
That they've taken the Flyers from us.
It's sad, man.
It's a sad, sad day when looking at this.
All right, listen. Let's wrap this thing up. So let's get to the gambling stuff. Kenny, you had a good weekend on the pod picks.
I've been
Not to mention hitting that nice little Eagles bet you had.
That was a lot, people.
So, Kenny had Vikings -2.5. So start looking at your picks, Kenny. Start looking for your next picks. Vikings -2.5. That was a win. Raiders -2.5. That was a must win. That might have been free money. That might have been free money this last weekend. Raiders. Cowboys -3.5 was a win, and Browns -1. That was Kenny's only loss last weekend.
How bad are the Browns? We're gonna talk about that.
Well, I mean, I think that they're just bad because they don't have their starting quarterback.
The towel toucher?
Well, he doesn't touch the towel. His dick touches the towel, and then it knocks it off.
There are no dick touching towels here, buddy.
Dude, why do those fans do the most egregious shit? Like, what was that tailgate with the dummy set up on the fucking massage table with the dildo with the towel? What are we doing? What the fuck are you guys doing?
Personally,
also,
I loved it.
That's way too much shit to pack to take to a tailgate.
Yeah, where are you putting the blow up doll?
That's too much, man. It's too much. What do you got for me, Kenny? Who do you like this weekend?
Niners -6.5.
Niners -6.5.
Panthers are done.
You're riding them, huh?
Yeah,
You think the Panthers are done?
I do.
Baker sucks.
He sucks so bad.
McCaffrey's washed, by the way.
Yeah, he's done. I love the Titans -2.5.
Titans -2.5.
You know Carson Wentz has thrown for 1,000 yards.
That's because he's not a terrible quarterback. He's just a bad person. Well, he's
And
not a bad person.
His decision.
He's not a bad person. He's a bad football player.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, he can play quarterback. He's just a bad football player.
He also lacks. He's got donkey brains when it comes on to holding on to the ball, though.
So Kenny is officially in fade the Commanders mode. That's what this is. He's just betting. He's betting against every week, and I might actually do that in real life until they can prove.
Why
that
are
they
the line doesn't make any sense against them? They're not like it just doesn't make sense. Um, what do I owe you? One more?
two more.
Ugh, fuck.
It's not a two more. Bum, 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 bum.
I don't like any of them.
Oh no.
Give me the Vikings -7.
Okay.
And I think I'm leaning Chargers, but just give me a second here.
It's hard to make these picks this early.
I know. Yeah, I want the Chargers -3.
Chargers -3. So I was just thinking about this. You can be happy that Judge broke the record now, so I don't think that they're going to bother you with that stuff anymore.
I just don't get it. Congratulations. You broke a record in the AL. Woo boy.
It's pretty cool, but
It's not what they're doing cool.
yeah, I mean, what yeah. I don't know.
If you got a guy trying to break Barry Bonds' record, sign me up for every interruption on every single thing I do. Till then, I don't care.
That shit was electric, honestly.
Boogie, woogie.
All right, so I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna take the Packers. They're technically home in London.
Chip.
Playing the Giants. So we'll actually find out who's who in this game. The line tells me that people think that Green Bay is head and shoulders better than the Giants. Record says otherwise, but I'm gonna ride with that. I'm gonna ride with that line. It's probably too high, but I'm gonna take Packers -9.5. The next pick, I'm gonna take the Saints, which I can't stand betting on the Saints. I hate doing it. But this is more of a fade the Seahawks thing.
They're bad.
The Seahawks have like a terrible Swiss cheese defense. I like the Saints. Let's see. I need two more. I'm gonna ride the Vikings with you. Sounds.
I like it.
Sounds weird to say it that way. Vikings -7 against the Bears. Justin Fields. I don't even know if he is it. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. And I can't believe he's still playing, to be honest. But he's pretty rough. So I like the Vikings there. And my last pick for the weekend is the Miami Dolphins on the road in New York, -3.5.
Yeah, it's juicy enough to look at.
Yeah, I mean, I know Tua's not playing, but I don't care because what I saw from Teddy Bridgewater was pretty decent, to be honest.
He should be a starter.
He could start in Chicago.
Yeah. Or Pittsburgh.
Ooh, better than Pickett? Yeah, he's better
Right
than
now,
Pickett.
yes.
Yeah, he is. I'm not. So yeah, I like Miami. So that's the picks. That's the picks for this weekend. Kenny, we're both 9-9 for the season.
That's pretty good. Latavius Murray is a Denver Bronco now.
Latavius Murray, I heard he got picked up off the grocery store shelf.
Yep.
I think that's it for this week. We have gone. We have the best football team in the NFL. We are in the playoffs in baseball.
Sixers.
We have life in basketball, and man, it's a great time to be a Philly sports fan. I'll tell you that much.
Unless you're a Flyers fan.
Well, if you're only a Flyers fan, you're one of those people. So
Divot. Pussy breath. 3.
No divot 3. All right.
Oh.
Hey, like us, share us, argue with us, whatever. Keep spreading the word. The only way people find our podcast is if you share it or tell somebody about it. There's most likely no other way. But we do have an advertisement up our sleeves that no one has seen and it is very, very, very provocative. It's very provocative. I'll just say that. Can't wait till you guys see it. But till next week, by the time we come back, I think the Phillies will have played. They play all three? Is it like bang, bang, bang?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Woo! All right, so we will know what the deal is next Tuesday when we come back. Are the Phillies moving on or are they dead? We'll see. But until
Probably
next
dead.
time, we'll see you guys later. Love you and thank you.
Love you all.
Good night.
Two twin towers
Good
burned
night.
for several hours.